Right, this toilet is in dire need of a deep clean. It's soiled, it's got stains, see lime scale in the bowl, quite a lot of lime scale in fact. Toilet seat and the edge of the toilet is all dirty and marked. So this is going to need a really good sort of deep clean throughout. Right, this is a selection of the products I would typically use to clean and sanitize a toilet. I won't necessarily need to use all of them, but certainly the one or two spring to mind that I'm going to reach for just to sanitize and descale that toilet. I've got a couple of color-coded microfibers here. I use the orange or red cloths for the toilet. So when you clean, it's always a good idea to have some sort of color coding system so you're not cross-contaminating surfaces. You don't want to be cleaning your toilet with the same microfibers you're using, say, to clean kitchen surfaces or other areas. So you should have a proper color code so you know exactly what a particular color microfiber should be used for. Right. Some of these are commercial products, which are quite strong. This one here is a very good, strong descaler. It's a hydrochloric acid based product, so it can be quite dangerous. So you need to wear proper protective clothes and gloves and eyewear when you're using this, because that can be a strong product. So I'll use this if I've got quite a heavily scale for the product. This harpic, you can get this from the supermarket. You know, this is not a commercial product, but it's still a very good product. So if you're going to use that in your own cleans, but in a domestic situation, that's going to be quite good. That's quite a good product to use from as far as domestic products go. I've got here general purpose sanitizer. That's not the one I would actually use as, out of choice. It's not my first preference, but actually my first preference solution I actually don't have on me right now. So I'll make do with that. Now that'll be perfectly fine. And I've got some paper towel here as well, just to wipe down, just to buff up the toilet surfaces as well. I've got this product. This is a stain remover. It's a fine powder, so it removes quite a lot of stains, particularly on porcelain enamel surfaces. It's quite a good little product. So sometimes I need to use that just to shift any sort of stains you might find or that might have built up on various surfaces, and also a screwdriver as well. Just use that. Sometimes I just need to get into this sort of gap here, so I'll run a microfiber in there. It's quite useful just to force a microfiber in and just to clean that area there, because it's quite a little tight sort of gap. So I'll use a screwdriver for that. That's quite useful. Right. First of all, I'm just going to wipe down the surface with a disposable paper towel, just removing any sort of hair, any sort of loose debris before I start applying any sort of chemical products at all. So I can use this paper towel and then just dispose of it. So before, I will generally do this on all cleaning. Before I reach for any sort of chemical product, I will give it a good wipe down, because a lot of the debris and soil is actually quite loose, so you can actually just wipe it off. So this is just like a pre-clean. Okay, so I'm just removing, particularly hair, because you don't want, because when hair gets damp and wet, it sticks to surfaces. It's quite difficult to remove sometimes. So I'll use that, just a disposable bit of paper towel, and then I'll just throw it away when I'm done. Right, now I'm going to apply my really strong descaler product. Right, this is a commercial grade descaler. Just make sure I get right under the rim there as far as possible. You can see it working pretty much immediately on contact. It's dissolving those scale deposits in the toilet bowl. I'm just going to leave that to work. But this is a commercial product, but there are some pretty good supermarket, not quite as strong products that you can use. As I say, I generally quite like in terms of a supermarket product, I generally quite like the Harpic. It's not quite as strong as the commercial variant, but it does quite a good job as an alternative. Okay. Right, I'm just going to use the toilet brush just to agitate that solution. Yep, that's working very, very well. Get right into the toilet there. I'm going to leave it for several minutes just to dissolve any sort of residual scale deposits, particularly in the U-bend or the base of that U-bend there. Sometimes, quite often, there's a build-up of lime scale in the bottom of that U-bend, so I just leave that for a number of minutes. If it's quite bad, you may even have to leave it for a number of hours, but this is quite a strong product, so it generally works in a few minutes. Oh, one thing is quite important in cleaning a toilet, you've got to be careful about, is that don't mix acid-based products with bleach-based products, because that can generate chlorine gas, which is poisonous and extremely dangerous. So you don't mix the two. Some people will use bleach on the toilet, which won't touch the lime scale, by the way, but it's a very good sanitizer. But you shouldn't use that with any sort of acid-based product, because it will generate chlorine gas, and that can be deadly. So you need to be very, very careful about that. So don't mix bleach and acid, because you'll know about it if you do. Right, I'm just going to apply a general purpose sanitizer. Now, this is on pretty much all the surfaces now, including the system, the top button, here, everywhere. I'm just going to wipe all of the surfaces. Microfiber, just starting at the top. Just wiping down all the surfaces, just starting at the top. Right, inside the bowl still needs quite a bit of work. What I'm going to do, I'm going to scrub that by hand. I'm going to use a green pad. It's not abrasive enough to scratch, but it will help shift those last stains and any sort of remaining lime scale. I'm going to apply a little bit more of the acid descaler as well. So I'm going to do a hand clean. It's completely sanitized now, so I can safely just put my hand, scrub that by hand. I'm quite comfortable doing that. Right, I'm just going to buff all the surfaces I've cleaned up now up to a really good shine. Everything has been cleaned and sanitized. I'm just buffing it up just for presentation purposes. I think all the limescale deposits have been removed.